Welcome to Upvoit. In this video, I'll walk you through the job module, the heart of your daily service operations. This is where work comes to life, from scheduling and assigning technicians to track time, expenses, and billing. Let's get started. From the left menu, Open Jobs. This brings you to the job overview and listing. At the top, you'll see status cards, giving you a quick snapshot of your work. Created, in progress, in review, on hold, scheduled, completed, or canceled. Below that is your job list. Each job shows key details at a glance: job number, client and property, job title type, PO number, schedule, assigned technicians, current status, and invoice status. Total. The invoice status shows yes if an invoice has been created for the job, or no if it hasn't. You can scroll through the list or use search and filters to quickly find what you're looking for. By start date and end date, job type, status, or invoice status. You can also update a job status directly from here. Now let's create a new job. Click Create Job in the top right corner. The job number can be generated automatically or entered manually, depending on your system configuration. You can manage this from Settings. Go to the Settings menu in the top right corner of the header, open the System Configuration tab, and navigate to the Job tab. Here, you can view and configure job number generation, including the job prefix, job padding, and job suffix used for automatically generated job numbers. Now define the work. Select the job type and add a job title. Job titles can be entered manually or generated automatically based on your settings. You can configure the job title format. From the Settings section, set the dynamic keys and generate a title based on these automatically. You can also add a purchase order number. Select a checklist. If the checklist feature is enabled, let's move to check where settings are enabled, and an overview for creating a checklist. For the checklist, you can set the order type random or sequential. Choose a client contact person and enable email notifications to keep them informed. Enable technician tracking to track the job live. If the track jobs are enabled, you can see the user which are clocked in whose working section, with their current location. You can also turn on customer feedback, which sends an email to the client after the job is completed. You can set the feedback email from the masters. Let's get a quick overview of that. You can add the questions for feedback and give the title. And these created feedback you can choose in the job while enable the feedback. If your company uses custom fields, they are sets of custom fields from the masters. Let's have a quick overview of custom fields. You can add the custom fields here and choose the modules. These already created custom fields are what you can see here, and you can create custom fields from here as well. Next, let's schedule the job. For a one-off job, choose a start date and time. If timing is flexible, mark it as any time, or select Schedule Later to finalize the schedule later. For recurring jobs, choose how often the work repeats: daily, weekly, monthly, or custom. In the custom schedule, you can set the recurrence type daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. You can set the repeat recurrence as well. For weekly settings, you can set the recurrence like every 1 week, every 2 weeks, or you can choose the days of the week from here. For monthly settings, you can set the recurrence like every 1 month, every 2 months. Also select the day of the month and day of the week. In day of the month, you can select the date for each month and create visits on these dates. On the day of the week, you can set the week-wise day, like Monday of the first week and Thursday of the third week. So Upvoit generated visits on these dates. You can define how long the job runs by setting the duration and duration type. Now assign your team. Select individual technicians or entire teams. If supervisor mode is enabled from configuration, you can assign a supervisor who clocks in and out for the team. You can configure clock-in behavior, individual-based or team-based, from the settings. Assigned members can be removed as long as they haven't clocked in yet. You can also notify your team by email as soon as the job is assigned. Next, let's add products and services. Click Add Line Item to include services, materials, or charges. Enter descriptions, quantities, pricing, and cost. Totals are calculated automatically. You can define the billing type for each item. Billable on every visit means the product or service is charged each time a visit is completed. If a job has multiple visits, this item is added to the invoice for every visit where the work is performed. Billable one time only means the product or service is charged only once for the entire job, regardless of how many visits are required to complete the work. Billable on every invoice means the product or service is included on every invoice generated for the job. If multiple invoices are created, the item appears on each one. Not billable means the line item is used for internal tracking only and is not included in any client invoices. You can also use templates to quickly add common service bundles. Service templates are created from masters and use this templates here for quickly adding services. If configuration is enabled from settings, line items can be assigned to technicians. Let's go for a quick overview of how to enable settings for assigning tech to product service. To check the configuration, you can assign technicians directly to individual line items. When a line item is assigned to a technician, it is automatically linked to that technician's payroll. The cost and payment for that product or service are calculated and paid to the assigned technician. Items can be reordered using drag and drop or removed. In payment details, you'll see a complete cost breakdown: products, labor, and expenses. You can apply discounts, either as a flat amount or a percentage. Select tax rates and configure whether tax is applied before or after the discount. This can be set from settings right-pointing arrow general under tax position. You can also set required deposits. Review the final total. In notes and attachments, your team stays aligned. Internal notes are visible to staff and administrators only. You can link these notes and attachments to the invoice by selecting the checkbox. Job notes and attachments are visible to technicians and can be used to provide specific directions and instructions while performing the job. You can also upload before and after images to visually document the work and clearly see how the job looked before and after completion. Once saved, you'll be taken to the job view page. At the top, you'll see the job number, client name, and current status, along with quick actions like editing the job, sending emails, generating invoices, or creating a similar job. When sending emails, you'll see predefined email subjects and message templates configured in system settings. Let's quickly check how to configure. Here, you can add your own text using dynamic keys. You can customize both the email body and the subject line and preview the changes. In the Job Sent Email section, below that, you'll find full job details, schedule, billing settings, contacts, property address, custom fields, and, if permitted, a profit summary showing cost, billing, and profit. The total section shows the overall cost, total billed amount, and total profit for the job. The line items section represents the profit from products and services added to the job. It compares the internal cost against what was billed to the client to show the margin earned. The labor section shows technician costs based on payroll rates versus what was billed. This helps you understand how labor time impacts the job's profitability. The expenses section includes job-related costs, such as materials or fuel. If the billed amount matches the cost, there is no profit earned from expenses. You can also add products and services directly from the job view page. While adding services, you can select an existing service or create a new one directly from here. The labor section tracks time worked. You can add time entries for all assigned technicians. Choose the date, select the employee, and their billing and payroll rates are automatically filled from the user profile. Add start and end times. Upvoit automatically calculates hours and minutes. Overtime is calculated based on your configuration for both payroll and invoicing. Based on these rules, Upvoit automatically calculates costs and billing totals. Basic overview of the billable checkbox in labor entry. Click the Settings button in the top right corner. Go to Invoice Configuration. Enable the option Job hours are billable to clients by default. Once enabled, all labor hours will be marked as billable by default when creating a labor entry. Click to add expenses. Next is expense tracking. Record expenses like materials, fuel, or other job-related costs. Upload receipts, assign team members, edit entries, or remove expenses if they haven't been paid yet. Jobs can include one or multiple visits. For recurring jobs, you can view all visits, add new ones, update schedules, delete visits, or mark visits as complete. If two-stage completion is enabled, technicians complete the visit first, and administrators review and finalize it. When you want to edit a visit, click the Edit icon. You can update the start time and end time, and also edit or remove the technician. Once all changes are completed, click Update to save them. If a checklist is assigned, you'll find it under Checklist. Tasks are tracked with timestamps and user details, and you can add new checklist items as the job progresses. In Notes and Attachments, your team stays aligned. Internal notes are visible to staff and administrators only, while job notes are visible to technicians. Upload photos, documents, and before and after images to visually document the work. When it's time to bill, generate invoices directly from the job. Click the New button to be redirected to the invoice page. Select a visit to create an invoice for that visit. Click Skip to create an invoice without linking it to any job. Click Next to create an invoice for a specific job. This gives you flexibility to generate invoices with or without associated jobs or visits. Once the job is created, you can also view it in the scheduler on its scheduled dates. The scheduler gives you a clear, timeline-based view of all scheduled jobs and visits, making it easy to track what's coming up and what's already completed. From the scheduler, you can quickly open any job or visit to check basic job details, such as the client, property, schedule, assigned technicians, and current status. This provides fast, one-click access to important job information directly from the schedule without navigating back to the job list. All job details are pre-filled, and invoice reminders ensure nothing is missed. Invoices, payments, and balances are always visible in the billing section. As work progresses, jobs move through clear statuses: created, scheduled, in progress, in review, completed, or canceled. Notifications keep clients and technicians informed every step of the way. And that completes your tour of the Upvoit job module. Plan better, work smarter, and deliver great service every single time.